just the first two pieces because it could be misleading. So yes, it starts off kind of linear, but then we see that it turns into something that is not. Okay, so moving on, we're just going to do B and C. We will skip D and E, so we don't have to do those two. But to create a scatter plot, we're going to take this table, and the length is going to be our X values, and our time is going to be our Y value. Okay, so we created coordinate pairs. So I've already created the graph as far as our X and Y axis, and I've labeled the in time intervals and the length intervals. So the time intervals count by 1. Each individual piece is a fourth of a second, and then the length we counted by tens. Okay, so our first length, our first point is going to be 5 and 0.45. So when we graph that, we go 5.45 is about here. Then we have 10 and 0.60. So we go over 10 up 0.60, which is a little bit above half. 15 and 0.75, which is about here. And 20 and 0.88. Okay, then we have 25 and 1. Then we have 30 and 1.07. Then we have 50 and 1.42. So we jump to 50 and go up 1.42. And then we can do 75 and 1.74. And 100 and 1.98. So this is our last point. So we go 100 and 1.98, which is about there. Okay, so here is our scatter plot. So looking at this graph, we can see that it's not linear. So just like in the table, it looked like it was going to be linear, where it starts off and had a constant rate of change, and then all of a sudden it just didn't anymore. And so we can see that with the graph, where it starts off kind of as a straight line, and then it starts to curve a little bit. And so based off of this, a graph that we've seen before that starts off kind of a straight line and starts to curve is when we have a square root function. So we can model this graph by a square root function. And so this concludes the video. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Message me on Schoology, or you can come stop by my room. It is right next door. And you need to be doing page, so what you need to work on now is you need to do the problem set. So your homework is page 127 and 128, and I want you to do numbers 1 through 3. Okay?